Historic places in central London are being destroyed to make way for the rich. The gentrification of an area squeezes out the poorer people by higher house prices, forcing them from one area to another. At the beginning of the workday, Channel 4 news presenter Jon Snow heads to Andrew's Cafe. He's been a regular at the Greasy Spoon and backed a campaign to save it from demolition. The cafe, which is located near ITN offices in Gray's Inn Road, is popular among its journalists and has been serving hot meals for more than 60 years. But its future is under threat from redevelopment.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, John. Fine. You all right?
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you too, John.
Yeah. If it does not bring back the same people that it displaces, then it will be a very bad thing, because this is a community, it's a mixed community. And Gray's Inn Road is actually quite a historic road. It doesn't really require these very modern, great big blocks, but the land's so valuable, up it goes. I don't think money should be the driving force of developing cities. Cities should be developed according to the need of humanity that lives around those cities. And, you know, anybody taking an objective look at where we are would say, right, we need something that is for social housing and for the people who live around here, maybe some offices to finance it, but not a great development which excludes them altogether. It's actually an excellent breakfast.
Its current owner, Erdogan Garib, faces eviction after 13 years running the cafe to make way for luxury flats and offices.
This cafe, like a mix, seriously. You know, say the builder is come, you know, ITV people come, lawyer, solicitor, they came, and journalist, they came, doctor, it came. Seriously, all mixed. I just first time see like this, you know, people all together, you know, the eating. This is the cafe, rural cafe. This is the rural cafe. You know, we just serve everybody eating traditional English food. That everybody like, you know. They don't say that, oh, this is, you know, like a small cafe, you know, or, you know, dirty people eating. They don't care about it. Everybody come eating together, mix. Rural English breakfast, rural English kitchen, we are. They lose the rural, their own breakfast, their own kitchen.
It is one of the best traditional cafes around, really good value. I mean, this cafe's been here 60, 70 years. It's a landmark. You know, why on earth should developers be coming along and demolishing more and more places like this?
The scheme also proposes to redevelop Panther House, which provides affordable studio space to a variety of small businesses and artists.
It's so hard to find places like this in London, to be able to afford it and work. I think the areas people just want to, you know, kind of come in and develop everything and make it just, you know, like offices and luxury flats. If you know, coming back, the rents would just be so much higher. It would be completely unaffordable for, you know, a maker like myself. It's really detrimental for everyone what's happening, and just such a great shame, because London is really fantastic and I just wish it could be kept that way.
The people who are doing something useful are being driven out, so that a certain class of people can live around here. And they don't really add anything to the area, they sort of take away. I mean, they'll want to keep some of the industrial features of the building. They'll want to keep some of the character, but it'll largely go. But what will remain will be the ghosts. The place will be haunted. I can guarantee this. Whoever comes into this space will find there'll be some strange noises at night. There'll be a strange atmosphere, because this was a very creative space. People lived here, they worked here, they died here.
Historic England, the public body that protects historic buildings, objects to the proposals and recommends Camden Council to reject the planning application.
Our conclusion is that there is significant harm to the historic environment locally and to the conservation area. These elevations here are very dominant, and it's clear that this building is no longer itself. It's part of a new building that's behind its facades. When all that's left of them is a facade, and it's clear that that's been clipped onto a new building, I think the building then loses its integrity. You can no longer read it. It's no longer special.
I did contact Duclis Properties, but after a short conversation, they never came back with a statement. A stone's throw away Andrews, one of the London's oldest street markets, is now a schedule for privatisation.
This is Berwick Street Market. It's being redeveloped for retail. This is about people moving out of Soho, or being moved out of Soho. They don't want to go. This is a strong community. There are no choices when the rent is doubling, trebling, quadrupling. There are 3,000 residents who live here. We still come down to shop, still need to eat normal food. This is about gentrification.
With the regeneration of Soho, a stallholder's contracts will expire March next year, when Westminster Council will hand the market over to a private operator, because they say it's not currently reaching its full potential. Back in the 50s and 60s, there were 150 stalls, and both sides of the street were packed with thousands of people. But times have changed, and the market is down to 22 traders, where expensive flats and five-star hotels are being built alongside the stalls that remain. Mark Stanit's father set up his store in the 1960s.
It has changed. It's obviously having a rebirth with all this food market stuff. I mean, that does help. It fills the market up, brings more people down. So it's sort of like a small bit of what it used to be like, but that's only a lunchtime period. I mean, this was busy years ago. You know, you couldn't move. It's just slowly died.
But traders have organized a petition which already has more than 10,000 signatures to try to stop the market being privatized and meet with the council to discuss the issue.
What we're looking for is an opportunity to demonstrate we can run this market without a privatisation process. We can save money, we can pay Westminster what they want to do, and we can bring together a relevant marketplace for this community that we can all be proud of. So we hope that we've created enough space and we showed enough commitment for Westminster to continue this conversation.
If the market goes, residents will no longer have their community asset and Soho will lose its spirit.
It's one of the oldest markets in Soho. It's been here since, 200 years. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's like a landmark. It's part of the fabric of Soho. You take that away, you're taking Soho away. It won't be Soho no more.
There is a major redevelopment going on in Camden Town after the Israeli billionaire investor Teddy Sagi bought Camden Lock Market. Stallholders at Camden's street food market face being forced out as the market owner has partnered with a new street food firm to manage the stalls. The company called Kerb, which also runs other well-known London food markets, plans to cut the number of food stalls from around 55 to about 35 to offer more restaurant-quality food. With less than a month's notice, food traders were told to move, and although they were invited to reapply for a limited number of new spots, many fear higher rents. Genoveva Ramirez hopes her business is lucky enough to make the cut.
My biggest concern is that we are now in the limbo, like they say, because we don't know what is going to happen or how long we have to wait for them to come back to us and say, yes, you got a place. We might not get it, but we're crossing our fingers, just hoping and just waiting. One of the things is going to be that the rent is going to be higher, we have to give 20% to them, it's practically we have to work for them.
Ruth Christensen, who owns a Colombian food stall, has got mixed feelings.
I hope to be in Camden, to carry on in Camden. I think the improvements actually could be beneficial to the area, but it will be sad to see a lot of the traders go. Potentially myself as well, but I would like to stay.
The market is now closed for renovations before reopening on the 22nd of July under Kerb's management. The scheme includes the Howley Wharf development project with the construction of 170 new homes, only 14 of which count as affordable housing. The owner of Camden Lock has also appointed a construction company called Maze to totally redevelop the area with the opening of a new local primary school next September. Matt Greets, who has been running its t-shirt stall for 7 years, is concerned about his future.
I hope that my business can evolve with the market, but I'm not convinced that will be the case. And there's obviously a great concern. There's there's many, I don't know, hundreds of people that work here, small independent businesses, all of which have the same concerns as me. There's no guarantees on our future. We have no idea what this place will eventually become and how much it'll cost for us to be here.
Katie Horwood believes the market was bought to improve it in a positive way, and the development will keep its authenticity.
I think the area is screaming out for investment, and I personally, as an outsider looking in, am happy about the fact that somebody's putting money into it, and it's gonna improve the area, I think. A lot of the feedback from the public, regardless of whether they're for or against the market, is that from a retail perspective, it's got a bit tatty, the shops are a bit samey, it's kind of phone covers and t-shirts, and so I think everyone is in agreement that actually when it comes to that edginess, that cool, something can be done. From that perspective, it needs to be not polished and not changed and not gentrified, but it does need to kind of move forward a little bit, I suppose. I think Market Tech are really considering what everyone in the area wants, and so they're going to be catering for all different types of people. Myself, for example, I wouldn't really eat in Camden at the moment, and I live here. So, and as much as I love a gig, sometimes you want to do different things. So I think they're trying to find a balance between what do locals want, what does community want, what do kids in the area want, just considering the whole community.